Now, on the military piece, we turn to a friend of the beat, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, a retired U.S. Army intelligence officer, author of many books, and has served in administrations here in both parties in Washington. Sir, from a military perspective, how do you view the plot as reported in these print outlets, what Russia is trying to do?
Well, the first thing I see is an apparent betrayal by the President of the United States of our armed forces. Shouldn't surprise us too much. You have a president who doesn't feel empathy for 126,000 dead Americans on his watch. So why worry about a handful of American casualties in Afghanistan? And Ari, I think your previous guests really nailed it. And Trump is desperate. He's always been slavishly obedient to Vladimir Putin for reasons we still don't fully understand, although they will eventually come out. But right now, trailing Vice President Biden so badly in the polls, Trump desperately needs and wants Russian help and Chinese help in the election. So he's going to fight tooth and nail to avoid any criticism of or action against Vladimir Putin. And I suspect that's probably key to this whole kerfluffle right now about what did the president know and when did he know it.
And Ralph, when you look at, if I may, I just wanted to get you on the military piece, though. When you look at the reporting, from a military perspective, how do you view, if true, if confirmed, a power like Russia paying an enemy like the Taliban to kill U.S. troops? Do you view that as a potential act of war?
To be brutally honest, in the world of geopolitics, it probably technically is, but falls short of a casus belli. It's monstrous that they're doing it. But let's do what an intelligence officer does and look at it from the Russian perspective, because we fail to do that. And for Vladimir Putin, he hates the United States with an icy passion. We don't like to mix emotion with diplomacy. But by God, Putin, for all his calm demeanor, is a really good hater. He blames the United States for having destroyed the Soviet Union. He called it the worst tragedy of the 20th century. And he also remembers that, and we forget with our short memories, in the 1980s, the United States supplied arms, including surface-to-air missiles, and money to jihadis, who later turned into the Taliban, the Connie Network, etc. And thousands of young Russians were killed or wounded. And so for Putin, this is two things. One, it's just a chance to hit America any way he can, even if it's ultimately counterproductive to Russia. He just hates us so much. And secondly, for he and many other Russians, it's payback. Now, for our troops on the ground, it's a real threat. And you ask yourself, well, why would Putin, again, why would he take such a grave risk for such small stakes? And the answer is because he's Vladimir Putin.
Well, I appreciate your nuance about the fact that it's ugly and horrific and dastardly. We could run through the words that this may be. From a military perspective, you don't see it as a casus belli, as the kind of thing that countries would go to war on this alone. And yet you're laying out the concerns you have. When you get to the geopolitics, and we heard from our other experts as well, I want your view on the Trump-Putin relationship here. The president has often complained that this just comes up and he blames others. This reporting suggests that he can't blame Bob Mueller, the Democrats, campaign meetings, or anything else. This is real-world stuff that Putin's doing, and according to the reporting, that Trump's out of the loop on, or worse, briefed and didn't care. April, you had the U.S. purchasing Russian medical supplies and Putin demanding sanctions be dropped. By late April, you had this statement of trust that many were critical of, including some Republicans. May, the $5-6 million in humanitarian aid to Moscow. By June, the Trump-Putin friendly phone call. People can forget some of this, given everything else going on, which is why we want to walk it through. And then June 15th, U.S. withdrawing the troops supporting NATO against Russian aggression. All this going on, again, when people are busy with other things in America. Do you have a concern that U.S. national security is being undercut when you take it all together?
I think it's being betrayed. There's no question in my mind that Putin has something on Trump. And also, I continue to think that there's more fact than fiction in the old Steele dossier, which is now almost forgotten. I mean, how else do you explain Trump's behavior? It is behavior disloyal to the United States of America. In this current circumstance, thus far, it is disloyal to our troops. And it's stunning. It's literally unbelievable to have an American president who has so little interest in American security and such a vast commitment to himself.
Well, you speak plainly. I would say, you're laying out your view of it in stark terms, Ralph, and I think it's important for people to remember you're speaking as someone who served in the military and cares about national security. That's where you come to this from, and you sound downright concerned, and I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be calling on you again, Ralph Peters.
Of course I'm concerned.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.